A photo from middle school years of memory long ago. There was a student in short hair smiling with glee. The girl had a special talent other friends of her age didn't have. Their certificate she received at the time tell us of her now. She is the master hand of Korean traditional embroidery, Kim-Teja. 40 years has passed since then, and wrinkles now appear on the face of the girl. But the dream she had then still remains unchanged. She continues to embroider her life, one stitch at a time. Let's meet her 40 years of life devoted to embroidery. Kim-Teja's house is located in Yongsan-gu, Seoul. Her house is full of bundles of thread, and embroidery artwork fill the walls of her house. Just by looking at this, one can easily tell what kind of person she is. As usual, Kim-Teja sits in front of her working table. She starts with a draft drawing, which will serve her as the base of her embroidery work. Her ties with embroidery starts all the way back in her middle school years.
중학교 가서 기초 기법, 자수 기법을 배우는데 서양 자수 기법과 동양 자수 기법 이렇게 배우는데 그때 시절은 뭐 글쎄 거의 다 바늘실 잡았다고 생각이 들지만 특히 저 경우에는 그 반에서 뽑혀서 교내 전시회 때 작품으로 선을 보일 정도로 그래서 그때서부터 그 선생님의 어떤 그런 바느질 쪽의 어떤 소질을 인정받았고 고등학교
Kim-Teja was renowned for her outstanding artistic talent and skillful handwork since her middle school years. There were special reasons behind her exceptional talent. Her grandmother was a woman famous for her sewing work. Her mother was a tailor who had studied at tailoring school and managed a tailoring house. Her aunt was the famous pioneer of Korea's sewed stuffed toys, well known. It seems her status now as an artisan of Korean traditional embroidery was destined from the beginning. However, she had not chosen this road of life from the start.
교편을 찾게 됐었어요. 저는 가서 가정학과를 가르쳤지만 근데 그 야간이기 때문에 낮에 참 무료했었거든요. 그래서 서울길을 익힌다고 걸어온 곳이 인사동, 그 안국동이죠. 안국동에 오니까 그 자수 간판들이 한 여러 집 있었어요. 근데 그 선생님은 지금 안 살아계시지만 돌아가셨지만 그 베스타 자수 연구소라는 그 간판이 보여갖고
The signboard of Korean Traditional Embroidery Research Center came to her view out of coincidence. She didn't know then that this would change her life forever. However, there was nothing to stop destiny at work. Kim-Teja finally stops her profession as a teacher and meets a great turning point in her life. Kim-Teja displayed all her talent and skills there, and 10-20 years later, she has now become a proud master hand of Korea.
그 맞는 열 몇 명 중에 저 혼자 남았어요. 그 수를 계속 하는 사람 중에. 그래서 뿌듯하죠, 지금은. 그거 잘했다고 생각하고 이게 또 내 천직이라고 생각하고.
Rich textures highlight the elaborate colors and express nature vividly. The harmony of colors are so beautiful, it is hard to believe they have been made with embroidery. Life can be felt from each of the small feathers of the peacock, expressed by Kim-Teja. They might seem a little coarse at first view, but when observed in detail, great beauty can be found in Korea's traditional embroidery. Kim Tae-Ja's works display well such quality of Korea's true beauty. Since the old days, embroidery was a part of life and culture for Korean women. Every stroke of thread embodies the sweat and hopes of Korean women enduring the hard days of life. Kim Tae-Ja is one of the very few artisans who still continue the tradition of Korean women.
예, 김태자 선생님 작품은요, 보통 시를 그냥 쓰지 않고 한 번이나 몇 번씩 꼬아갖고 또 자연 염색도 부분 넣어갖고 아주 꼼꼼하게 처리를 해서 어떤 형태를 수놓을 때 질감이 또 형태감이 더 뛰어나게 또 도드라지게 나와갖고 더 아름답게 보이고 또 다른 자수 놓은 것과 차별화되게 보입니다.
There are two types of thread used for Korean traditional embroidery. Single thread called punsa and double-twisted thread called gonsa. Kim Tae-Ja mainly uses gonsa in her work. Double-twisting the threads one by one is not an easy task. However, in order to continue the traditions, it is work she cannot stop, no matter how difficult it may be.
푼사는 일본이나 중국에서 주로 쓰고요. 우리나라의 한국 전통 자수는 주로 꼬아서 씁니다. 그 이유는 굵고 가늘게 꼬임에 따라서 어떤 중한 느낌을 주고 또 입체감도 있고 또 가늘게 꼬임으로써 아주 참 이쁘게 보이는 그런 것도 있는가 하면은 굵게 꼬아서 해나 달을 진금수로 해갖고 표현했을 때 굉장히 그 느낌이 다르거든요. 그래서
오봉산 1월도 is a representative artwork made with gonsa. It is a piece that was used to decorate the back of the throne of the king in Korea. The white moon on the left symbolizes the queen, and the red sun on the right symbolizes the king. The three-dimensional effects and textures of gonsa is greatly appreciated in this piece of work. Today, the 오봉산 1월도 decorates the wall of the ASEM Conference Hall. It has been a while since she had visited her former teacher. Kim Tae-Ja had learned from many teachers. Kim Tae-Ja had comprehended well and grasped the advantages each of her teachers had, and then made them her own. This was how she was able to become a master hand.
궁중 자수에 이제 해당되는 기법이라고 이렇게 보겠는데요.
The former student gives her own work as a present to her former teacher. As the old saying, a pupil excels his master. Her teacher is very proud of her student, who has now become a master hand.
빵 문제 해결을 할 수 있는, 그러니까 대량 생산을 좀 해봐라 이러면서 얘기를 했더니 이건 고집불통이라 안 듣는 거예요. 그 정도로 고집스럽게 우리 전통을 정말 아끼고 그렇게 지켜와요. 그런 고집이나 그런 그 융통성이 또 너무 좋으면은 장인이 안 되더라고. 바로 그렇게 참 우리 김태자 씨처럼 고집스럽게 전통을 지키는 내가 아유.
There is another aspect of her work where she follows strictly the traditional method. It is the thread dyeing process. The color of the threads is as important as the embroidering skills in Korean traditional embroidery in deciding the quality of the work. That is why when she has time, she goes to the mountains to pluck plants and flowers. She uses these natural ingredients to dye her threads. Korean traditional embroidery is based on 5 basic colors: black, white, red, yellow, and green. Dyeing the thread is a process of rediscovering true colors of the tradition.
옛날에는 자연에서 얻어지는 모든 초목이나 꽃이나 나무들로 인해서 그 염색을 했기 때문에 그거는 필수 조건이라고 생각하고, 그 자연 염색을 함으로써 그 배색을 할 때 어떤 그 은은한 색은 그 화학 염료와 비교할 수가 없어요. 그래서 저희들이 그 자연 염색을 굉장히 선호하는데,
One can easily use chemically dyed thread, but Kim-Teja dyes her threads naturally. A master hand's persistence and philosophy is behind such effort. The thread naturally dyed with onion skin gives out a gentle and subtle color. Blooming colors that shine with vibrance. This is the true color of nature. The thread is threaded into the small needle hole, and Kim-Teja's work begins. The most important thing in Korean traditional embroidery is the various embroidering techniques. Around 100 different embroidering techniques exist today. The most often used techniques number around 7 to 8 different kinds. They say these 7 to 8 techniques can be applied to make 25 different effects. Among these various techniques, Kim-Teja likes best the 자리수 embroidering technique.
꽃에는 많이 사용을 하는데, 일반적인 인물화나 또 아니면 그 공간을 메꾸기 위한 어떤 사용을 하지 않아요. 그래서 저는 그 남이 흔하지 않게 쓰는 기법을 써야 되겠다 하는 생각으로 쓰기 시작했는데 괜찮은 것 같아요.
자리수 is used often to express rocks. 가름수 is used to express shapes that spread sideways, such as leaves. And the regular 평수 is used to fill in large areas. 평수 누름수 is used to express clouds. 솔잎수 is used to express pine leaves. And the 느낌수 is used to express flower petals. Gold thread is sometimes used to embroider elaborate designs, and the 진금수 technique is used for this. Kim-Teja has been making numerous artworks using these various embroidering techniques. The breastpiece design called the hyungbae was attached to the chest part of the dress, worn by court officials in the Joseon period. The 봉채함 used to store gifts from the groom's house to the bride's family. The 족들이 worn on the head of the bride on the wedding day. The sitting cushion, 방석. Hand mirrors. And the decorated objects worn with a hanbok, 놀이개. Kim-Teja's challenge and efforts for her work does not cease. Late at night, everybody is asleep. but Kim-Teja is still at work. She feels she must make something for her daughter, who will be getting married soon. Her eldest daughter was like a friend to her mother. To such a loving daughter, she wants to give the best present she can as a mother.
엄마 뭐예요? 글쎄, 뭐 한다고 해야 될까? 비밀인데. 사실은 얘 날 받으려고 하고 있잖아. 그래서 엄마가 세상에 많은 복을 갖고 가고 또 시집 가서도 복을 받으라고 복주머니를 만들고 있어.
As a mother having children, Kim-Teja feels she owes a lot to her children. To pay back what she feels she owes, she keeps up late at night embroidering. However, her sorry feelings for her children do not go away easily.
자녀들한테 좀 더 적극적으로 좀 공부하는 데 봐줬으면 또 지금보다 더 좋은 자녀들이 되지 않았을까. 물론 좋은 자녀들이란 건 애들이 불량한 건 아니고 이제 학교들을 좋은 학교 나왔으면 하는 그 엄마로서의 욕심 있잖아요. 자녀에 대한 욕심. 근데 다행히도 잘 커졌어요. 뭐 크게.
It has been long since all her family has gathered together. Kim-Teja has 3 daughters and 1 son. She shows off her cooking skills in front of her children. Having devoted all her life to embroidery, there are not many dishes she can make well. But the dish she is the most confident in making is kimbap. Her hands work with great delicacy when embroidering, but her hands making kimbap seems quite unnatural somehow. However, Kim-Teja's kimbap tastes great, and them are stories she could not tell.
그다음에 IMF 때니까 더더욱 우리 그 힘들었죠. 자수 제품은. 그래서 이제 제일 쉽게 선택할 수 있는 게 포장마차에서 김밥 장사라도 해보자. 그렇게 해서 다녀오고 시장 조사를 해봤더니 그 포장마차도 생각보다 만만치 않더라고요.
3 years ago, with the sudden death of her husband and economic hardship, there was even a time she decided to abandon embroidery. However, her children were there to support her. Thanks to her children who gave her courage and hope, she could not give up her embroidery. Her eldest daughter was the one who supported her mother most of all the way through. What does she think of her mother?
어렸을 때 이제 집에 학교 끝나고 오면은 엄마는 항상 다른 엄마들하고는 달리 이렇게 일을 하시고 계시는 모습 보면 어렸을 때는 굉장히 그 어린 마음에 좀 싫고 그런 적도 있었거든요. 근데 지금은 엄마가 굉장히 이 일에 대해서 이렇게 열심히 하시고 그래서 저 나름대로 자랑스럽고 좀 대단하신 것 같아요. 같은 여자로서 저는.
Kim-Teja was able to receive the title masterhand, thanks not to only her skillful hands, but also to her continuous research work. She opens up her books every time she has time to reproduce old relics and to revive Korea's embroidery culture. She also wrote a thesis on Korean traditional embroidery. Thanks to such efforts, she was offered a lecturing position at the Institute for Continuous Education at Myeongji University starting next year. Kim-Teja is learned in theory as well as skills. She is very interested in Buddhist embroidery nowadays.
우리 전통 문화는 불교 문화의 영향을 많이 받았는데 저 역시 또한 그 불교 그 자수에 많은 관심을 여태 뒀었고 근래 와서는 또 그 맥이 끊긴 것 같은데 제가 맞는 자료들을 관심을 두고 자료를 수집해서 공부를 하면서 한 번 더 불화를 자수로 이제 한번 재현해 보려고 또 자료를 보고 공부하고 또 많은 분들한테 자문을 얻으면서
Kim-Teja visited a Buddhist temple to get some advice on Buddhist embroidery. Buddhist embroidery refers to the embroidery on the costumes of Buddhist monks and embroidered pictures depicting stories from Buddhist scriptures. Buddhist embroideries make up a big portion in Korea's history of embroidery, but unfortunately, it has disappeared today. In order to recontinue this Korean traditional, Kim-Teja is still busy today.
지장보살님이 지옥 중생들을 제도하는 보살님이시기 때문에 그런 큰 소원을 가진 보살님이시기 때문에
그 복식에 이제 문양
Her sense of responsibility to revive tradition as a master hand and her faith in religion led her to this uneasy work.
배열돼 있어요. 그래서
By visiting and researching many places and embroidering every little detailed stroke, the old relic is reproduced. The old Buddhist painting is being revived. The task of filling blank space of 2 to 3 meters with 0.1 centimeters of thread. Without the persistence and endurance of an artisan, it would be a task not even challenged by others.
그 손으로 하는 거, 어렵게 하는 거, 힘들게 하는 거는 우리 젊은 세대들이 굉장히 멀리 하거든요. 금방 한 시간에 뭔가 완성품을 봤을 때 그때 그런 거를 많이 선호하는데 자수뿐만 아니라 세상 일이 내 어떤 목적을 그 꿈을 이루기 위해서는 다 인내가 필요하다고 생각해요. 자수뿐만이 아니죠. 그래서
One mustn't work for results in embroidery work, but instead try to find the truth that can be found in the hard process of making embroidery. It seems this is the same with life itself. Kim-Teja feels that only now she knows a little bit about life. She now stands firm in the middle of a road of life of endurance.